Hi, it's Erica. So, I have a lot of things going against me today. I'm very anxious. I am sort of having doubts about what I want to do today. I'm stressing about how much time I have to make the video and sort of what I want to get done in the video. Wondering what to say. Also, just haven't been feeling that great. Currently fighting a migraine. Knowing that I really wanted to upload this video today because today is National Suicide Awareness Day, and knowing that the cat's using a scratcher, knowing that it's going to take at least a day or two to upload because I don't know why it takes that long, but it does. And so I won't be able to get this up today. And my motivation is just, I was ready to do this video and now I'm just, this cat, I swear. But I need to do it, and at the end of the day, like, main thing that I want to keep talking about is mental health and bringing awareness to things such as suicide and things that lead up to that. And so even if it's not specifically on this day, if you see this in 2 days or 5 days or a few years from now, it doesn't really matter. If someone can hear something and it helps somebody. Excuse me. So anyways, what I've been doing is doing my makeup, and at first I talked about doing my makeup and talking about what I was doing with makeup, but the last video I did my makeup while just kind of talking, and I kind of liked that, so I think I'm just gonna do that again. So let's just dive right in. I'm so unsure right now. I'll just let you know that right now. I have the 2 palettes that I really use at this point because, well, ever since Jeffree Star pointed out that palettes expire after certain points. See, it shows you on the bottom. So like this one will expire in 12 months after getting them. I realized that the few palettes I did have have all pretty much expired. So I've got my Blue Blood and I've got my Sippin' Pretty from Kylie. So I've been looking at these and kind of thinking through some ideas and trying to decide, and so I went ahead and put foundation on my face so we wouldn't have to waste time doing that. Is it obvious that I'm like really anxious right now? Does it just seem obvious to me? My anxiety level right now, and I have no idea why. I have really honestly no good reason at all. Oh, by the way, funny story. So I've got this, awesome collection of brushes here. And I think I used one of these the other day. I don't know which one it was. Maybe I didn't. I saw someone use what apparently was a lip brush. And then I realized I think maybe I used the lip brush as not a lip brush. Maybe I don't have a lip brush because now I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Okay. There's no rules, right? You can do whatever you want. So whatever I do, I'm gonna do, and then it's gonna come off because I'm just gonna eat dinner with my boys and go to bed. So as noted at the beginning of this video, today is World or National Suicide Prevention Day awareness something. And I mean, I like that we have these days because we need to have these days, but that's it's not something that we should talk about just on this day. Hence why this video is not going to go up today. I mean, it would if I was more together, but I'm not, so it's what it is, right? By the way, this color is cremated and it just seems appropriate. Maybe that's not funny. So it's something that we need to talk about every day, or willing to talk about, or whatever. I mean, I get it, like, if you talk about it all the time, it'll get you down, or whatever. But it's a conversation that needs to be had, and at the very least, it's something that people need to be aware of, and know, like, what the options are, and what you can do. When you're in that situation, or if you know someone in that situation, and let me just go ahead and put in here right now that there is a text number that I've personally used. I have it saved in my phone as E11 because my name is Erica, like 911, but it's E11. I thought it was clever. But the number is 741-741. And if you text that number anytime, day or night, weekend, someone will talk to you about whatever you're going through. I've texted them when I'm having a panic attack, and they actually like sent me this visual thing that sort of showed you this. It had this just sort of a bubble that went sort of breathed in and out, and you had to breathe in and out with it, and it sort of calmed you down. They'll talk through with you if you're I've texted them when I was having thoughts of self-harm. They talk you through that, the reasons why. They're very understanding, but they also sort of help you talk you down off the ledge, so to speak. And so that's just a really good resource to be aware of, because I know that it's hard to pick up a phone and make a phone call when you're in a certain state, especially. And so to have that number that, you don't have to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? You're essentially just writing out your feelings, And so like I said, I've used it, and they're very nice. And you don't have to tell them who you are or nothing. It's completely confidential and all that good stuff. So you can see like the wrinkles in my skin so bad. It's just my poor flimsy skin. So I thought I would maybe share one of my stories. I've got so many. Now my cat is trying to get out the door. He naps all day, and then I start making a video, and he decides to run around the house. So a few years ago, oh my gosh, 9 years ago, I just realized that I'm not old. Wow. Sorry, just had a moment. 2010. I was in a very bad place. I'll tell you right now, like, currently my brain is like running. a million miles an hour, thinking of all the things, well, what do you want to say? If you say this, and certain people see it, what will they think? It was a very, very, very bad time in my life. I had gone through my first serious relationship and breakup, and I had been shunned by pretty much everybody in my life over that relationship and certain things in it of a sexual nature. And I was very alone and feeling very, worthless doesn't even begin to describe. I had been harming myself a lot. I had, some people that were sort of in and out of my life, but at this point I had no one, consistent. And there was so much judgment towards me, even when people would come around me. It's like, you have people say like, oh, we don't like blah blah blah, but of course you're still welcome, but like, you're not really, you know what I mean? If you've been in that situation, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, this cat. And so point is, it's dark. It's not good. It's one of the it's one of the lowest points in my life. The relationship that I had been in, people did not, a lot of people did not like me because I had sex with him. What a lot of people didn't know was that he had actually raped me. And I was dealing with a lot, as you can imagine, of trauma from that. In addition to the self-harm that was going on. I was literally like, I had nightmares where I was just like waking up screaming in the night. That was when I could go to sleep. Just, like, you cry until there's nothing left, and you cry some more, and your body is like just strained and weak, and you're just sick all the time. And on top of that, I've got judgment from people around me / not around me. Essentially everything is stripped from me, and of course anyone around would say, oh, it's because you had sex, which is bull, but that's just my opinion. And so one night I had a very bad fight with basically the one person I had in my life at the time. We had a rocky relationship, but she was there, and she said something that just basically just knocked the last shred of anything that I had left. It was very, very personal, and very, very it just took me over the edge. And so I went into a room by myself, and I cried and I cried, and I cut words into my arm and legs. Worthless, unwanted, and empty. I still remember. Because that's what I felt I was. After everything that happened, that's I'm being so sick just talking about this. I mean, not just because of like the memory, but like just the knowledge of like how what I was going through was handled by other people around me as well. Because so I did that, and then after that, I was ready to just cut my own wrist and be done with it. And I don't know how religious you are. I don't know how religious I am, but this is just the honest truth of the story. I was sitting there on the floor, just like the state I've already told you, and I just said, I was like, God, if you're out there, you're gonna have to do something now, because I'm done. And I swear to you, like at that moment, I got a text, and it was from somebody that I hadn't seen in years. I hadn't even really talked to in years. She lived 2 states away from me. And she just texted to check in. And it was such a small thing. Like, literally all she said was, how are you? It was like, just that, just knowing that I wasn't alone. You know, because everyone around me had abandoned me. Just knowing that I wasn't as alone as, you know, I felt, that was enough to pull me off that ledge. And I think it's important to realize that like, it doesn't take having some fancy motivational speech. I feel like a lot of times, you know, people are in situations where they feel like they gotta know just the right thing to say or whatever. You don't. You really don't. I'm shaking so bad. I didn't think talking about this would be that hard. You just have to be willing to just be there. All she did was ask how I was doing, and she didn't even know I wasn't okay. We hadn't talked in forever. I was on her mind, and so she reached out. That's it. So, remember that and think about that. If someone's on your mind, just reach out to them. Just ask them how they are. And if they're not good, just be there. Just be a friend. Because believe me, that'll do more than you think it will. People need to know that they're not alone. Even when they think they just want to be alone. A lot of times if someone is like saying that they just want to be alone, they don't want it, they probably need someone more than anybody else. And you don't have to be close to the person. Like I said, you just to let them know that someone sees them. That's all you need. So, if you think of somebody, or if someone's on your mind, or if someone's been on your mind, just reach out and ask how they're doing. You know, I can tell you that in the worst times of my life, it hasn't been the people that I am the closest to that's gotten me through. It's not been the people that I talk to every day that, you know, I would call a best friend, or it's the people that when you need them, even when they have nothing to give, but just like an ear, they give it. And no matter what mistakes you've made, they don't look at you any different. Because who is perfect? Who's got this world figured out, this life figured out, whatever? Not only that, you don't know what people have been through. You know? Is that okay? You can't answer. Alright, I would have wanted to do a little bit more, but that's kind of all I really have time to do. I don't hate it. What do you think? I would have loved to do a lot more. It's been a while since I've done an all over face thing, but we'll do that another time. You can totally judge me for my eyebrows. I know that they're bad. Leaving them bad is sort of a rebellious thing I will talk about another time. Okay. So, moral of the story. I know people say it all the time. You know, you see it on social media, check in on your friends. But it really is true. And really all it takes is hi. Just you know, you're not alone in the universe. And remember that when you don't have anyone around you and you do have the strength to do so, you can always text 741-741. Like I said, I've done it. They answer. And just know that you're not alone. So if anyone sees this and has any questions or anything that maybe they want me to talk about, shoot me a message on Instagram, Unicorn Hair and Lattes, or leave a note down in the comments, and maybe I can talk about it or answer it, whatever it may be, in the next video. Binks really wants to say hi. He's my baby. Alright, well, thanks for hanging on this journey, and I guess I'll see you next time.